Hey, good morning. Listen, I want to encourage you on this morning. Choose to stand faithful, okay? Choose to stand faithful in a culture, in a society, in a world, right? That is constantly moving, but also ready to indoctrinate you into their ways, into their principles, into their knowledge and their wisdom, right? No, our wisdom comes from God. I was encouraged this morning. We are going through Daniel, and we started in chapter 1, right? And how Daniel and his boys, I'm just going to say that, his boys, right? And it wasn't just Daniel that went through this, his boys went through it too, right? So Daniel and his boys, they stood up against what the king wanted them to do. God brought favor in the midst of that because they choose to stand. The king wanted to give them extra, his food, his drink, just like everybody else that he had, because they're captives, right? Even though they were smart, even though they were above others, they chose to stand, and they did for 10 days, right? They found favor with the ones that were responsible for them. And in the midst of that, after that, check this out, after 10 days, they were stronger, they were brighter, and God even blessed them with even more understanding, right? So their capacity enlarged after the 10 days of eating vegetables and water, what God had planned for them. So listen, there is a blessing, there's a reward when we choose to stand and remain faithful. Despise not small beginnings. There's a scripture in Proverbs 16:7. It says, when the Lord takes pleasure in anyone's ways, he causes their enemies to make peace with them. Don't be scared or fearful for what is in front of you and who is pressuring you. Listen, you better let them know the God that you serve, because the God that you serve took a little boy David with some stones and killed a giant with one. Come on. While the ones that were trained for war, they were in fear and they hid and they did not pursue the giant. But David did, because of the courage and the confidence that God gave him. So because you know God, you have boldness to be that overcomer. You have confidence to know who you are and know that if God is for you, who could be against you? So listen, choose to stand faithful and don't let the world bully you out of your birthright. God bless you. Have a wonderful day.